just follow up basically the same question. So
Okay.
Can you? Why are you in favor of this district as opposed to requests of Senator Smith?
Sure. I'm in favor of the district because, as you all know, when we first created districts that legislators were actually elected by, which was in 1967, this district was carved out for African Americans, and the first representative or senator was Senator M. Morris Jackson. That was the first time, and the legislators, both Republicans and Democrats, carved this district out for a City of Cleveland representative and an African American representative. And I think if we mess that up, we are destroying a legacy that has been given to us by our forefathers, and I just don't think we should do that.
Seems like the incumbent senators feel that it would, basically that you're not getting any improved black majority minority district in either of those districts.
Well, as you all know from the history of the 25th House District, that district for the second time has been held by an African American. It was held by Republicans prior to Lee Fisher and Eric Fingerhut having it, and there was a deal that was struck by our late Congresswoman Stephanie Tubbs Jones and our leader Armin Budish to support Lance Mason for that seat. That is the first time that an African American ever held that seat, and that was by a sit down at the table to talk about can we get support. After that, Senator Turner was appointed to that seat to fill Lance Mason's spot, and without the support of others, there would have been competition before. So this is one seat that has always been held by African Americans, and I think it is upon us to make sure it stays that way, if at all possible. The city of Cleveland has been losing population, and with the Senate district makeup, Senate District 25, that seat goes all the way out into the suburbs. And really, quite frankly, the problem is we just don't have a lot of people in the city of Cleveland right now, a lot of African Americans, and seeing that we've picked up a lot of people, and the 25th district has about 30%, we need to figure out how we're going to get people back to the city of Cleveland. This was a legacy that was drawn out for us, and I don't think we should use our own personal ideas or goals and aspirations to destroy others who come behind us.
Do you plan to run for the seat?
You know what? I'm not sure. I first want to run and win my last term in the 11th district, but that is an option for me besides going back to the city.
Is it, what about those who are saying you did this in order to have a Senate seat to run for?
You know what? I know for a fact that there are about 4 or 5 people who plan on running for the state Senate. And I know that nothing is a guarantee for me. What's most important to me, as you all will always realize, is that I look to the past to see what has been done for us to come along, who have paved the way for us, and then I try to make sure we maintain it as we go along. I would hope that we as black legislators can start getting along as opposed to looking out for ourselves. This is not about Sandra Williams. This is about the 11th House District and the 21st District and what our forefathers carved out for us.
Did the Black Caucus take any kind of votes or pass any resolution?
No, the Black Caucus has stayed out of this. There are a lot of people who don't like their districts right now. I just saw fit to come to the Speaker and ask him if he would support me in this change. I did that. The Speaker supported me, and I do appreciate Speaker Batchelder standing beside me as we maintain this. The Speaker was here when we first created this seat, so I think he understands probably better than some others what this means to us.
Do you agree with Representative Budish in that it would basically violate the Voting Rights Act, not having 2 majority-minority districts in the Cleveland area? They've drawn a map that apparently has 2 Senate districts.
I have talked to several elections attorneys, and I've gotten conflicted information. Some say that a Voting Rights Act requires a 50-plus seat. Some say that it has to be competitive for an African American. What I do know is that this seat right now, being a majority African American seat, maintains any type of legal challenge to not following the Voting Rights Act.
So you don't anticipate any suits coming out?
No, I don't know about that. I can't speak for that. I know there's been some talk, and we filed the challenge, or Democratic Party has filed the challenge in the Senate, in the Ohio Supreme Court. So I'm not quite sure, but I think what else could be very helpful is my colleague here, Jeff Johnson, who used to hold this seat. Jeff, if you would come over here for a second. Jeff used to hold this seat, as you all know. He was a former state senator. He's also an attorney, so he may be able to answer a lot more questions about it as well, about the possibility of voting. Oh, you go ahead.
Well, I was asking about basically whether you feel that the fact that there's only going to be one majority-minority district in the Cleveland area, Senate district in the Cleveland area, do you feel that's a violation of the Voting Rights Act since the Democrats were able to draw two on their map?
I have not seen a two majority-minority district. That's not what I saw up there.
No, the minority caucus, Democrat and House and Senate map apparently draws two.
I don't anticipate. I'm the chairman of the NAACP Legal Redress Committee.
Okay.
And I was a state senator when they drew the minority influence district. That was 25. I served with Eric Fingerhut and Lee Fisher.
Okay.
You know, the last two non-African Americans who served. We're comfortable with, as long as the influence district falls between the 35 and 40% African American population, which I've been told it does.
Okay.
And as long as the 21st, which has been around for 43 years as a majority-minority district,
right.
As long as that is the reality of today, then I do not anticipate us filing a voting rights lawsuit. At the minimum, we wanted to maintain status quo of having a majority and an influence district about each other. It's given how much we lost in population, we were concerned about the influence district. And then all this happened, and then we had to correct that because of Carl Stokes and Lou Stokes actually created the 21st district back in '67 during his advocacy after the bedsheet ballot thing was thrown out by the courts. And so that would have had a significant reason why we would have fought in court for that, because we would have talked about the history of the district, the expectations of people living in that to vote for their own. And we would have had a stronger argument had they reduced to 21st than we do have an influence 25th because of the 40 years of expectation. So that's why I got involved. We were ready to file. The 21st had been knocked down at 35%. We were ready.
It's 37 now, is it?
For 25?
Yeah.
So that's the number. Okay.
I think that's right.
I was told it was only 35. And if you count in the Hispanics, you can almost get up to 40 as far as minority.
So if the Democratic Party files suit against this map, NAACP probably is not going to file an amicus for it.
There's a bigger issue. The NAACP will unlikely. Now, this is the Cleveland chapter.
Okay. Right.
You know, there's chapters in Cincinnati and what have you. Okay. The Cleveland chapter is all I can speak to. It will be highly unlikely that we will file based on a voting rights argument.
Right.
Now, if they're filing across the state for voting rights based on these two districts.
That's what they say.
You know, I don't anticipate us being involved with that.
Okay.
And we did talk to Mr. Forbes this morning, and he is support of maintaining the 21st Senate District as the minority district. So we do have the NAACP's full support.
Okay. Great.
Thank you, guys.
As president of the Black Legislative Caucus, are you concerned about dissension in the ranks, or where do you go from here?
As president, I'm always concerned about dissension, and I hope that we can mend ways. I believe it's just the two senators who represent the 21st and the 25th district. I think we can all sit down at the table to look at the bigger picture once this is all said and done. But to me, this is the most important, and I think, you know, overall, if we all have to come together to talk about it, we'll be able to mend ways. But this is more important than the Black Caucus or, you know, infighting. This legacy is most important.
Thank you.